Hey, the lesson we're working on today is measuring the length of an object. And the students could go around the room and pick 3 or 4 objects to measure. And then we were making sure that they were measuring them correctly. So to go over this one, we made sure that they started on the end here. And to count how big this would be, they would have, as we start this as 0 to make sure it's on the end, 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches. So when we write that one down, then we would write it on the paper. And you can either write it as 5 inches or 5 inches. I'll accept it either way. The next item, we use this pen. Again, we started at the 0. It goes 1, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, but it's not quite to 6 inches. This one is halfway, and when we talked about fractions the last couple weeks, we would know this as being 5 1/2 inches. So for the pen, we could write it down as 5 1/2 inches, or we can accept it as 5 1/2 inches. We want to make sure we write it out as a fraction there, not as a decimal. The last one is if we measure this book, we line it up for 0, and it goes 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches, but not quite 9. And then when we look at these lines in between, we can use this one and we can count 1, 2, 3, 4. And just going with the fraction, 1/4 of an inch, 2/4 of an inch or half, 3/4 of an inch. So on this one, we would measure the book as 8 1/4 inches. So if the student had that one down, it'd be written as 8 1/4 inches or 8 1/4 inches that way. It's just a continuation of that skill. And so we're seeing this as the ruler starting down here, and we get to 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches, not quite 9. When we look at these lines right here, it could go 8 1/4, 8 2/4 or 1/2, 8 3/4, and 9. This one right here, just like the book, is 8 1/4 inches. And so we could write that answer right over here. Thanks for watching How to Measure an Object.